Hello fans of Marvel heroes and friends of my channel, my name is Wilfred, reporting directly from the test center for you all. Today let's take a look at the Silver Server. A number of you have asked me to do a video on Silver Server. I do not know why. Maybe you guys are just big fan of him and thinking how he's like after the update. So I'm going to be upfront with you. He is just exactly the same. Just a little bit different, but exactly the same. But I'll walk through with you anyhow on his power and trait and the talent, and also just play a bit of Cosmic Time Square to let you see how he plays like. Also, if you are new to this game, looking for some guidance on the heroes and so on and so forth, there's a link at the description of my video. Back to my website, every video of mine are organized very nicely in the hero session, team up session, new player session, and so on. So do check them out as well. Now, Silver Server, he is a movement hero as well as Quanxi. My build is more like a ranged EMF, a little bit of movement. He doesn't really move a lot for the sake of moving. So I'm going to remove all these things first, and I hope I remember my choice. And so this the power that he has are the Power Cosmic Side and also Star Farah. Now, Power Cosmic Side, I think all these are very something that you probably have seen or know before is Cosmic Beam Array, which is a basic power, or the EMF, the electromagnetic flux. A lot of us love it. I love the animation, the beam, the power. I feel that the power Cosmic is really channeling through me. Looking at the screen, this is exciting. But you can have other things as well. You can have refracting beam if that is what you want to just hit a couple of enemy along the way. Sometimes in the patrol environment it could be rather useful. Subspace Rip as well is something that you probably have to use for the vulnerability debuff. Then you have the deconstruct and reconstruct. Where's my reconstruct? Reconstruct somewhere. So you have the deconstruct and the reconstruct. So when you do a deconstruct, you reduce the cooldown of the other one by 6 seconds. Otherwise, it has a 12-second thingy. So every 3 seconds, you can reapply it to on either side. So it could be rather interesting. Then you have the singularity. Singularity is the one that it gives you a kind of like explosion, but also recover the power Cosmic. Rather nice in my location as well. Then you have particle burst. I'm not really using it, but I think this one of those things that you could also use if you are not into the EMF kind of build. Last but not least, of course, on this power tree is Event Horizon. My main complaint about Event Horizon has always been the fact that the enemies are always moving around and you land a signature to it and everything move out. But they have some kind of very neat kind of like a talent to counter that. Then the Star Farah point of view, I just want to walk through with you. Although I'm not into movement build, I know some of you are really passionately moving around. It's just that because I like EMF so much better. But for those movement build, I mean, you can still have your board dash, but now you have 3 charges, 4-second cooldown. Bear that in mind. Death from above is still there. Was it like a movement tag before? I can't quite remember. It's rather nice. You get the board that you go hit on that, and but then when you do that, you restore a charge on the board dash. But then this has an 8-second cooldown. Can you rely on this one to recharge this one? Well, it helps, I guess. You can do more boarding in a sense. Then you have board sweep, which is the cooldown. You can hit the enemy there. You probably know all these things anyway if you are a movement fan. Reconstruct, deconstruct, the one that we talk about. Then you have the subspace slipstream. I think pretty much the same thing that we have on this one. And also you can use this to recharge the board dash. So my take is that probably you will need to use a subspace slipstream in a very creative way to help you continuously do some boarding and do a slipstream. I think that I'm not expert in the whole movement build for Silver Server, but my take is that you could probably use a combination of all these things to help you out a little bit on the on minimizing the mobility update. All right. So now then you have the temporal recall, the one that can stop everything. Cannot be resisted. So I find it quite useful when I do my Event Horizon in the past, or even just for helping to just stop things from moving around. you can have it as well. All right. So the last one is repulse. It is more like whenever I look at this one, I look at okay, I shouldn't say it on TV, but I think about some insect that you always move the opposite direction as you point to in one direction. So repulse is interesting. It's still same interesting. So this one also restore a charge of board dash. So excuse me. With this one and the death from above with the subspace slipstream, I really don't think you have problem having this board dashing around the way that you do today. But let me know if you find something different. Trait is going to be a speed or energy. Archetype is striker. Do check out my quick reference guide video as well. There's a link to download a physical copy of the archetype in case you want to quickly refer who does what. Power cosmic, always be regenerated, so it's wonderful. Polarity field, defense, deflect, hero. Nothing much to it. Cosmic surge, so the beam itself, if you want to go for beam, then you can have the extra bounce or extra whatnot, so that is one way to do it. Another way, micro beam, is that your repulse, which is the repulse EMF as well as board dash, now via 5 additional micro beams. That is also very nice. Last but not the least, the focus ray give you a following kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but I think it is something. So I think I'll go for micro beam, just like what we have in the live server. You can see all this micro beam around. I love the visual of silver server. Then your resonance. Power cosmic generation rate is faster, or you can leave behind a cosmic wick when you move. So when you move, you leave behind a whole damage over time thingy. Or you say that apply guard, you can increase the damage or crit hit rating and so on. So I tell you what, let me try. What should I do here? Let me try this one here. And if I don't like it, I'll probably use this one, right? Then the cosmic deflection itself, when you are hit, you gain the shield or deconstruct, now this is interesting. Deconstruct, reconstruct would then share a cooldown and it will automatically trigger after 3 seconds. So after you've done the deconstruct, you'll trigger the reconstruct after 3 seconds. So it is rather interesting, but bear in mind it's a 12-second kind of thing. So after that, it triggers 3 seconds of it, but I think the debuff itself only lasts for 6 seconds, so you have 3 seconds out of debuff. Something to think about if you want to min and max everything. So reconstruct, deconstruct. I think I would go for the I'll go for the reconstruct, deconstruct. I think that is the. Okay, so that is the one that I'll go for this one. One less hotbar. I mean, this is good design, right? Because you don't have the 2 power on the hotbar, but it sacrifices a little bit of like a mechanism there. Then the self-preservation, which is reconstruct automatically activate when you fall below a certain count. You don't even need to have this one on your hotbar if so you wish to. All right, so that is yet another option there. Good design for this. When it's good, I say it's good. Cosmic radiation, event horizon, restore 15% of your power. So that is increase all power output for 15 seconds so long as you are in this area of effect. So you can use the event horizon to even further buff your power. Not a bad one. Another one is dark matter. So event horizon lasts 2 seconds, but then now explode after that. So it is more instantaneous. I think this one is quite nice. Another thing is that it will constantly pull enemy into this area of effect for the entire duration. I'll go for this one here, right? But for raiding, I think when a boss doesn't move at all, so you can use a dark matter if so you wish to, or you can even use this one, sit on it and deal more damage. Maximum power, EMF damage amplified after channeling. You will now stand an additional time after channeling for another extra second. So definitely EMF get it better. Or you can have singularity buff, or you can have the reduce the cooldown of board sweep and the death from above by 1 second when you hit with the movement power. So I think if you use a float with the cosmos, together with the board, together with the death from above, together with the sub-slip stream, I seriously don't think you have an issue managing your movement kind of thing. So don't get worried. I think he's fine. Silver server is still as great as ever. And as for me, I don't really see any difference, seriously. Right, so it's just one of those things. Right, so that's clear. Okay, let's see. I want to dash in. I don't want to just walk in like that. Okay, man. Stop. Event horizon. Stop. Pull him back in, man. I don't know whether it's pulling to the boss or not, but this is EMF. Wow, my EMF is strong, man. I think it's rather good. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't really have a lot of like good gear on this thing, so you know, it's okay. I mean, I do have the blessing and all, so it's not that bad. But I think you guys can do much better than me, and that's good always. Okay, let me just go back up, charge up. The whole thing becomes so slow. Okay, so that is let me do a pause, and that's it. Stop! Event horizon. Wow, it doesn't work on bosses. What a scam, man. This whole trait is useless. But at least it's kind of moved quite nicely though. Okay, so confirm. I don't want this one. I'd rather let it explode quite fast. I think that is probably the way to go. A bit disappointment though. I thought it would work. I thought it would pull the boss towards the place itself. So now my event horizon has 2 charges. I become like automatically awesome. And explode. Look, done. Oh man, this is way more awesome. Seriously. And I can couple that with my temporal recall. Is it called? Yeah, temporal recall to freeze all the enemies. Probably not now. Let me just aggro a boss and so be it. See, I don't really have a lot of problem with the spirit or whatever resource you have. Yeah, fun time. Wasted one. So that is all, and his ultimate. I'm going to use the ultimate as well against Ultron. Ultimate! Yeah. So I think, yeah, I think he's alright. Really alright. Doesn't really play a lot of difference though from my live server. I think in a way I don't really need to deconstruct all the time, because I didn't have a space for the temporal recall. I had to put it on the hotbar, so now I can have it in my main bar, because they have creatively combined the reconstruct and deconstruct into one single power, and the rest of it just the same. I can drop 2 event horizon and let it explode after 2 seconds. So I think it's alright. I mean, it's an incremental kind of like improvement. Doesn't have to be drastic, and I like it. So I'm giving my endorsement on the design of the silver server. Alright, see you next time. Goodbye.